see. Okay. So, Hal realized Reps was upset after raging at him. Let me see. Give me the juice.
You want to watch the whole video? It's 6 minutes.
Yeah,
like
sure. Sure. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
You can see Hal's pain.
How it builds.
He literally explains what he wants to happen like 4 or 5 times, and then at one point he like makes the point with his actions. He said, "Fuck it, I'm going up the zip line. I don't care if I die," knowing that he's gonna die.
Oh yeah, that's the cope. That's the cope. You get so frustrated, you start. Yep.
All right, I'm playing it.
Yeah.
So Hal got asked what his biggest weakness is after he had a pretty bad moment with Reps because he fucked up his Bangalore queue. But yeah, I will just let you see.
Inside the left one? One's the far one?
Middle as well, middle as well. And right. Copy that. One guy each nut. There's only one guy each nut.
They caught her up there.
Yeah, fine.
Right.
Bang off the
Just wait.
Hit on me in this corner.
Yeah, we're waiting.
I saw it bang off.
We can smoke right and push left.
Smoke right and push
Look left.
One shot.
Smoke right, push left.
Fuck, man, I couldn't.
We can push right now.
Yeah, I'm going right.
I smoked off the mid. I think they're all back in that nut.
They're in the nut. They're in the armory too, though. Like we're gonna get thirded, no?
Yeah, that was that was confusing. Calm. I feel really confused. Wait, pause it really quick. So if I'm confused and I'm watching and I have all the context, I can only imagine as a team how confused they felt.
Yeah, especially Reps. He's only got 2 smokes and they only recharge every 20-some seconds. Like,
well, yeah, like it feels like
valuable.
Yeah, valuable. Yeah, for sure. But wait, so was it Hal that said that he wanted to smoke right and push left?
Yeah.
And they just didn't.
And then it changed in a split second.
So I'm confused. Like, yeah, go back a little bit. I'm confused. What is it that changed? Like, what was what changed the direction there? What was the push?
I think it was the stimulus of knowing where the enemy went, you know? And when he got up to the top of that nut, he even said, "Oh, they're back in that nut now." You know, like the push to the right was kind of pointless at that point. And they even end up going back to this rock.
Right.
Right, push.
Yeah, it feels very stuck. Yeah. It feels very stuck.
Left.
I'm not gonna lie, watching TSM lately, bro, it all feels like this. I get so upset watching them because it's like, you guys are the best of the best. What the fuck am I watching? It hurts sometimes, bro.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
But,
I haven't been watching, but I get what you're saying.
Look left.
He said look left and he's looking right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right there, it's very confusing.
Yeah, there's not even a ping or anything. Like, I feel so blind. As a teammate, I feel blind. I feel blind as frick and confused and misled. That I feel like that breaks my trust in the moment.
I think what his calm is, he's putting himself in their shoes and telling them to look left from where they are, not from where Hal is.
Right.
Because they're on the other side of the rock over here, to the right.
Yeah.
So if they look left, they're gonna see this dude crossing.
Yeah.
And I think that it's just like...
Fuck, man, I couldn't...
Just fucked up.
We can push right now.
Yeah, I'm going right.
He did say, well, okay, yeah, we can push right now. Okay, so I guess it's not that confusing.
I think they're all back in that nut.
They're in the nut. They're in the armory too, though. Like we're gonna get thirded, no, by them. This is dog shit now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just feel stuck.
Like, why are these guys even here? Look at the zone. You stupid fuck.
You stupid
They
fuck.
blew
I
armor,
love that,
bro.
dude. I love it when he says that.
Yeah.
We can't fight them. We're just gonna get thirded. I'm going around. This is a waste of time now. Get ready to smoke them.
I mean, okay, so it's not coping so far as much as I thought it was going to be.
Though he told Reps, smoke them, and he smokes the cross over here. That was bad. I didn't like that.
I have 10 seconds on smoke. 10 seconds.
And now Reps is
Holy
down
shit.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, hold on. Hold on. To be fair, did Hal have to look there? Like, he was safe. He felt safe behind the rock. The smoke didn't, like, the smoke felt inconsequential. Like, when he turned and shot, he was trying to look for Evan and for...
Yeah,
but
I think that's why he did that. He's a very team-oriented player.
Well, yeah, can you back, like, 5 seconds, or, like, whatever? Like,
yeah.
Because I want to see that cross one more time. I feel like this is why I love you. Can infinitely go into this stuff. You can go over the same 5 seconds.
This is a waste of time now. Get ready to smoke them.
Get ready to smoke them.
I have 10 seconds on smoke. 10 seconds.
He got really fucked here because look at the dude on the door. It was the catalyst on the door that peeked out, and he was over peeking that catalyst, and that catalyst is the one that fucked him here.
Yeah.
right on the door. 3, 2, 1.
I have 10 seconds on
She's
smoke.
right there. Right there. Right fucking here.
Well,
You
she's
have
not the one
cover.
who shot, is she?
No. Oh, yeah.
Well, they do the
watch.
first 50.
Right
Holy
there.
shit, I just got fucking
He gets
rolled.
hit by 2 people. It's not about
Interesting.
like,
Yeah.
you know, if you get 2-on-1, your health disappears so quick.
Yeah.
And obviously, he's like 20 HP.
I feel like it was
right
not necessary.
get
It felt like he was there for eons, though. Like, he was staring at, like, a lion in the face for so long. Like, it was. I feel like it was not necessary for him to be looking for that long.
Yeah, he tunnel visions a lot. Like, I was watching the one game, and I'm literally sitting there yelling at my monitor, free shots at the guys on stairs, free shots at the guys on stairs, because TSM and the team on stairs were looking at a team up the hill who had just got one knocked. So it was a duo on the hill, and everybody was hard focusing them. And I'm just thinking, dude, fuck the team on.
So you felt distracted, yeah.
Yeah, like it hit the team on stairs. I'm sitting there yelling this, and 10 seconds later, Hal goes, "Shoot the guy on stairs." At this point, though, stairs is looking at them.
But he feels slow. He feels like he's slower now. Like he feels slower than he usually is.
Yeah. Bro.
Or like his focus is very, like you said, tunnel vision. Like he has like blinders on right now.
Yeah, bro.
I'm really curious what that feels like for him. Like
playing controller. I'm not gonna lie. Like on MNK, you have to be the best of the best.
I feel like
anything.
I feel like he. I mean, this is new. This feels new. I mean, maybe that's part of it. Sure, but I've seen him on controller and not feeling slow like this. This feels like something new. I'm curious for him what it is though, like what it feels like for him. If he feels like he's slow, or if he feels like pressure anywhere, or like I want to know what's pressing on him. I'm so curious.
It could be the fact, like, you know how rages. That means he's feeling pain. Does he deal with that pain, or does it build up and hold him back and make him more slow?
I don't know. I mean, like maybe suppressing more now. I don't know. It could be a million different things. I'm really curious though. Let's play though. I want to get more.
Fucking zip before they just shoot us off of it. I gotta heal.
He said,
I gotta heal that too, bro.
Or wait, what did he say?
No, he's going to the nut. He's going right nut right now.
We need to get up the fucking zip before they just shoot us off of it.
That part. He said, we need to get up the fucking zip before they just shoot us off of it. That's his plan. That's what he wants to do. And that's what gets delayed by dumb smokes, by this and that. You'll see.
I gotta heal.
I gotta heal now too, bro.
Alright, if they don't want to let us go, we'll just have to end them. Like,
yeah, there's 2 on the right nut again. 50 flash on bang.
And he's got
Talk
2
about-
One guy's not on the nut.
like,
Where's my
oh
idiot
my
there?
god, I'm hurt.
Crack
This
2.
hurts me.
can you smoke that so we can walk up?
No, 10 seconds on my smoke. I'm breaking that door off.
Fucking sold actually.
Like, I know he really wants to go up the zip. That's where he feels safe.
We can't go up because they're just holding us
I
now.
have a smoke now.
I'm walking up.
To the point where he says, if they don't want to let us go, we'll just int them. So now.
Yeah, the tunnel vision.
Holy fucking shit, I'm gonna lose my mind.
He does lose his mind. Spoiler alert.
50 on him.
Yeah, I can feel he's like a
I'm 8-1.
a soda bottle that's been shaken up.
now and fucking go
And
up?
now it's starting
Like,
to
smoke
explode.
across so we can zip up.
Yeah, and
Or
now
smoke
he goes
them.
back. He says, smoke them.
He's
so
feeling tug of war, like pulled in a million different
Smoke is bad.
directions.
I don't care if I'm gonna go up it if
I
I
don't
die,
care.
bro.
The cope, the numbing.
Wait for it. Oh, you're
I'm
dead.
done. It's like,
You're dead.
your fucking smokes are so dog shit!
Bro.
You're smoking like a fucking gold player, bro.
Come back down.
I killed one. Come back down.
Yep.
He should have said that so much earlier.
Nothing.
I know.
He should have said, I think she said.
What's right on? What's on me?
Dude, I know what this feels like. I know what this feels like. This is giving me so much insight right now.
There's one guy right here.
I know. He gave me insight.
I didn't get the rest of it, I
We're
don't
talking
think.
about it for like a minute.
I can't do anything.
Forward,
I'm sliding forward.
Give me a knock, Jordan.
I have knock.
Taking the res.
See, now it feels like it's
He's on me,
flowing
no,
again. The soda bottle went
knocked
out,
the other.
so now he's moving in fluid again.
Yeah, when he's under pressure, that's when he shines.
Like, bro, your smokes are literally like, are you like fucking trolling or what? Why are you smoking in their fucking nut? They just walk forward. Smoke the fucking nut.
Yeah, watch. I'm gonna go back to that because you can see what gives them no fucking cover. He smoked inside of the nut instead of like the top of it, so they just went out onto the balcony. Right here. Right there. You can see
Yeah.
it.
Wait.
Watch.
I smoked him. I smoked him.
Smokes? Right there. Do you see the
Yeah.
smoke is inside and not? He should have smoked right here so
Well-
that the smoke is in front and on the balcony. All they did was walked out into the balcony and that smoke does nothing for them.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a small distraction for the enemy team rather than a roadblock that's
Yep.
cutting them off.
And that's why he said, your smokes are so fucking dog shit. Like, he gets pissed.
They're just gonna peek no matter what.
Bro, your smokes are literally like, are you
Wow.
like
he's
fucking
gonna throw his
trolling or
controller
what?
there.
Why are you smoking in their fucking nut? They just walk forward.
Well, the
Smoke
interesting
fucking
part
nut. How like
is you can see he's not like he's genuinely confused, you know? And like I think he understands at this point, like he's like, I understand that, I mean, I could be completely wrong. Like he understands it's a mistake, but it's still like, yo, like this freaking hurts and this sucks. And like, I want you to understand the effect and the impact that this mistake has on me, you know? Like, and that is why they grow as much as they do and why they don't get stuck in a place for very long, because, and like why Hal has grown so much the past 2 years, because he has gotten very good at, like before he would get angry, but then be like, I feel, obviously I don't watch them like that, so I could be completely wrong, but based off of what I've seen and based off of the lands and their results, it seems like he has gotten a lot better at letting that anger be a forward motion, like a flowing forward, rather than something that he gets stuck on or that he lets his teammates get stuck on. But yeah, it still hurts his teammates, but it's good that it does. And this might be what you're saying that he talks about, right? But
Yeah,
it's good that he does, because I feel like it helps his teammates know like what the interaction is, you know, like it's honesty. And
Yeah.
if they didn't feel that pain, if they weren't aware, then they would never have that growth, because they would just be numbing it. And sure, you can say like, oh, like I can say it nicely, like I could be, he could just be like, yo, next time.
He says that. He says exactly that. I could
But-
say it nicely, but it won't make them fucking learn.
Exactly.
He says something like that.
Right. And it's like, yeah, you don't have to be like, oh, you're a fucking idiot, right? Like, sure, maybe that,
Yeah.
but in that
That's a little too
moment,
far. When you name call,
but
that's
what
too
is the
far.
harm, right? But what is too far about it, right? Is that it distracts, for me, right? For some people, it laser focuses it, right? For
Yeah,
other
no, you're
people,
right.
it can distract. Like for me, when someone calls me an idiot, it distracts me from the original hurt, right? It creates a new direction that I'm going in, and so it doesn't
It's
help
a
me.
completely different hurt than the hurt that you're experiencing from getting
Right.
punished in the game.
Yeah. And but a lot of that is just that's a me problem, right? Like that is my own.
Kind of.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is. Like the reason that it hurts me is something very individual to me and my past and the meaning that I'm putting into being called an idiot, right? But like
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
but like someone else who doesn't feel this change of direction, who doesn't feel this distraction of being called an idiot, takes it, like they're able to internalize it as, this is not you know, I feel like an idiot. I feel like it does feel kind of blurry, right? Like I think the impact, the reason that it's distracting for me, and maybe what could be better about it or whatever, is that it feels very blurry and it doesn't give me a clear picture. Like what does the idiot part mean? I can assume, right, that when I'm being called an idiot, it means that it hurt you in some way, right? But the elaboration is the part that helps, right? I am an idiot because my smoke did not give you any cover and it hurt you, and it feels like you don't give a fuck that your smoke is hurting me. And
Yeah.
that is a million times more valuable than just, oh, you're an idiot, right? So it's you're an idiot plus the elaboration. And sure, you could just say the elaboration, but for
But does it
him,
have the same impact as also
Right, it could.
combining that with telling you that you're a fucking idiot?
it could,
you
but
know?
in the moment, right? That's just that's his own pain. That's him acknowledging his own pain. Like him calling them an idiot is not for his teammates. It is for him. It's to release the soda bottle shake, right? And so it helps him in that regard to get that steam out. And
Yeah.
when his teammates are able to understand that it's about them, but it's not about them, like it's personal, but it's not personal. Like it's with love, right? Like
Yeah, he says that at the end, and this is why I really like the clip. Because somebody in chat asked him after that, "Hal, what's your biggest weakness?" And that's what turned into him explaining, why he howls.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, let's see. I just wanted to give my preface and see if it's different or the same or what. So like let's see. I want to see if I'm changed after this at all or if it
Do I have
matches.
to fucking spell it out?
They're just gonna peek no matter what.
What do you mean? If you aim the smoke on their roof, they can't walk in front of it and fucking kill me. But you smoked in the nut, so he just walks past this fucking smoke and just shoots me. How do you not know like how that fucking works?
Yeah, you just didn't have to go up and die for free.
Okay, so
You're right. Reps is right, because one thing that Hal could have done is he could have queued right by the zip so he could move around and not get hit as much instead of just going up a
Yeah, he
straight
could
fucking
have.
line.
Sure, but
You know what I mean?
but still
he didn't, because he was making a point. He was trying to make a point with his actions, and I love that.
Well, I don't know if he was trying to make a point
Oh, no,
with
he
his
definitely
actions.
was. He definitely was.
I
because
think he was
said, "I care if I
frustrated.
die."
Well,
And
no,
he knew
I
he
think
was gonna die.
I think he was just frustrated, and so that was the only way that he like he was just at that point of like it seems like he was just at that point of numbness that he was just like, I don't care what happens, I just want to get out. Like he just wanted relief, is what it seemed like. You know, he was in so much pain. He was just at that point of like, I just want relief. I want out of this game. I want something to change. I want something to be different. That stuck feeling, he was feeling that stuck feeling. And he was like, I want to be unstuck. Whether that's in a good way or a bad way, I need it to be unstuck. Like,
I think also like being able to make people eat their words in that way, or like,
well, yeah, there's like
kinda,
a
make a point
resentment,
with
but
your
what's the
actions.
impact?
Well, the impact is what comes after, and that's what I really like about this clip,
Mm-hmm.
because he could have done that, and he's probably smart enough to know to do that. But
Well, but in
the
that
fact
moment,
he had-
you're working in a more animalistic mindset. You know, you're not making decisions because you think XYZ might happen afterwards. I mean, maybe for a split second it might cross your mind, but realistically, you're going based off of the direction your feelings take you in.
yeah,
Like it's
and I mean, all we
very
have are
primal.
words.
There are a lot
Words
less
are the-
filters.
Words are like the only way that we can communicate our feelings, and when words don't serve
Not the
that
only
purpose-
way.
Well, yeah, not the only way, but like words are one of the biggest ways.
They're the
that we
most
have
obvious way.
Yeah, the most obvious way. I like that of communicating those feelings. And when words aren't enough, the only thing you have left are actions. You know?
Yeah,
And
sensations,
I think that his
yeah.
action of just taking the zip line straight up is his way of communicating that you got to learn how to smoke way better.
So what? Yeah, wait for what? Wait for what? Just wait for them. Wait for your smoke to go away, and then just all three just stare out.
You have something to say?
I was just gonna say, like what you're saying is like true in a sense, but it's still skirting around. I feel like the deeper point of the interaction, right? Like it's not. It goes back to that whole like it feels like you're putting it into a vacuum of. He goes up zip, teammate understands because he went up the zip that smoke is bad. No, the interaction or the flow, the interconnected part of it is you're going up the zip, which is causing your teammate pain back, right? Because they see you in pain. They see the pain that you're experiencing, and that changes them, or it opens the door for, you know, like it creates a storyline that you can now bring to your teammate rather than just
I'm
suffocating it.
Yes. I love it. Yes, dude.
Like it gives
I had an actual experience with this the other day. My friend recently switched from controller to MNK.
Right.
So I kind of expect him to play more as a team. And he put himself in a 1v1 situation, lost it. Now I'm in a 1v2. I kill the one guy, almost kill the second guy, get sent back to the lobby. And we're arguing about this as we're loading up to the next game. And his only excuse is, I'm just playing my positioning. I'm not playing duos to be to play with you as a team. I'm trying to get better myself, so I'm worried about my positioning, my gun skill.
But this goes back to the vacuum.
Yes. I'm getting to that. So that pain I caused back by dropping solo halfway across the map. And all I said was, if you're playing your positioning, then it doesn't fucking matter where I am on the map, right? And he got mad and left the game.
Well, no, because it shows, right? He understands now, or maybe like he could. It seems like if he chooses to not ignore it, he understands that your positioning is in relation to everything around you. What positioning means at the very base of it is where you are positioned in the world, but what's part of the world is your teammates. Your teammates are one of the things interacting with you, with your positioning. So your positioning matters because it's bouncing off of it. Like if your teammates didn't exist, then sure, that's no longer an impact. It doesn't have an impact on you. You don't have an impact on it. But no matter what, if you have a teammate that exists in the world, there is an interaction that is going to occur. Whether that is, I feel far from you, I feel close to you, I feel blind from you, I feel, even if you're close together, you can still be far away because you're not, you're not communicating, or you're not looking the same direction or whatever. Like you can be taking, like you said, 1v1s. You can be 5 feet apart from somebody and be taking a 1v1 because you're not paying attention to who your teammate is shooting at. And that is still part of your positioning. That is part of your mental positioning. And it's not like, positioning plus aim plus comms plus, but no, it's all, again, back to this. It's not cause and effect. It is always working together at once. And yes, there is a when this happens, but that is
that's trivial compared to the bigger
no, not trivial. Well, it's not trivial. It's just it's that it is part of it. Like it is, they are all happening at the same time. So you can isolate the interaction to understand you can laser focus into it, right? But there is still always, that big picture will still always exist and have value, right? So you can focus in on the one little part of it, which is the 1v1, but the 1v1 in the bigger picture still can cause harm, right? So you can choose to look at, what did I lose in my 1v1? What was bad about what caused me harm in my 1v1, right? Which is, okay, maybe I overpeaked and got knocked, right? And that's isolating to be able to laser focus on the 1v1. But let's say you win the 1v1, right? And so your laser focus is, I did good in the 1v1. That feels great. Okay, where does it hurt? The 1v1 isolated me from my teammate, and now I can't help my teammate who is in a 1v2, right? So it creates this, you get to map out all of it. And it's not that he's wrong in, I wanted to take a 1v1, right? But it's that there is an impact or an interaction happening for both of you, and both of them need to be heard. Both of them need care given to them.
The needing to be heard was why I was hurt.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't heard. And to the point where I felt like I couldn't even use my words to explain what I'm trying to say, that I just used my actions. Does it hurt you back to be on the other side of the map from me?
Yeah. I mean, you do something that's loud, and an action can be loud. An action can be in your face. That's why children throw temper tantrums, because they have a feeling that they don't know how to deal with, they don't know how to communicate, and that's why they start screaming and crying, or why they start throwing things, because I don't know what to say to get you to understand. I need you to understand. This is the only way I know how to get your attention. Look at me, see me, understand me, hear me. And sometimes words, that's the thing that I love about kids, is that they will make you understand until you teach them to not, right? Like eventually, and that's why once we become adults, we start to numb and we start to ignore. But when we're a kid, we will do whatever it takes to get our needs met until we learn that our needs will not be met. Or learn a better way to get our needs met, or a different way. Sometimes it's a not even a better way. Sometimes it will cause more harm, right? But a different way. So that is the same thing. Like when people are like, oh, like, why are you, like, they'll say like Hal's throwing a temper tantrum or something, right? Well, yeah, he is, but what's the harm? What's the impact? How is that hurting him? How is that helping him? How is that serving him? It's getting him heard in a place where he doesn't feel heard, right? Like, he doesn't feel heard by his teammates, so he throws a temper tantrum. He yells because he wants his teammates to understand, to hear. And that is the only way he knows how to be heard.
Yeah. Shall I continue with the video?
Yes.
One of us is insta-die?
I mean,
Or you can wait for your smoke to go away and then just all three just stare at one of us and insta-die?
I mean,
Or you could just fucking smoke like you're a fucking normal player? Like, you fucked it up two times.
I mean, we should fight that nut, by the way. Like,
I don't know, bro.
We can't fight the fucking...
Can we not just force on the top floor?
Yeah, and then what? And then what? They have Cat. They're just fucking gonna stall, and we're gonna get thirded by Armory. They're just sitting there watching us fight. I don't even have a mag on either of my guns. I didn't find a single heavy mag.
Yeah, he didn't
Even if the
have a
smoke
barrel
is perfect, they're
stabilizer.
just gonna run out of the nut and just shoot you.
But I would have lived. I would have lived.
Yeah.
You died
100%.
because you just went up because you're mad.
And he's right
Okay.
too. Reps is right.
Yeah, they're
because-
both right.
definitely did not have to
Yeah,
die.
they're both right for sure.
Like, even if the smokes are bad. But either way, I'm pretty sure we can kill that team because the opening to their top floor is facing us. It's not facing, like, it's out of LOS of the army. I'm pretty sure you can still look for, like, an opening. And then if they're on, like, the second floor or whatever, like, if we're on top of them, we have a really, a lot easier horizontal tangle at some point. Especially if we get opening damage.
Yeah.
That's what I love
Like,
about
that team in
Raven.
the army has to go across water in the complete open to 3PS.
Yeah.
If they
Who's gonna
3PS
shoot
early,
them? Who's gonna shoot them? Who's gonna stop them?
That's true.
Nobody. Nobody's
There's
gonna
no
shoot
wall.
them to stop them from crossing. We're all fighting the building. This fight's gonna take 10 minutes because it's a Cat team.
No, like, you should solo go up, like, and they can't
I also
swing it.
don't have the meds. I had fucking like 8 cells in the bat left because we're just running around in
12
circles taking
cells in the
fucking
bat
hits.
left.
Stuck,
What are your biggest
circles,
flaws as a player, do you
repetitive.
think? Probably.
Wait, what about circles?
What he was just describing, he said we're going in circles, and I was like, that's that stuck feeling that I was talking about, the repetitiveness. And that's why, remember I said he was like, finally was just like, I'm just gonna pick a direction and go in it because I need something to change. That's literally what he was just talking about.
Yeah, to break that circle.
To break the
Yeah.
cycle. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Literally zero empathy when
This is okay. This is somebody asked him, "What's your biggest weakness?"
He has zero empathy, yeah.
fucking hits. What is your biggest flaw as a player, do you think?
I think he has zero empathy.
Probably literally zero empathy when I speak to my teammates. Probably definitely the weakest.
And do you hear how he said it? It's like
He's ashamed. Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course. No one wants
Well,
to be
I
weak
just
or
know,
feel
like,
weak. Like,
me
he feels
calling-
weak. He feels weak not having empathy, right? But
Yeah, and he's Hal. He's TSM's leader. Like,
But
Yeah.
But so the interesting thing here is that him admitting he doesn't have compassion in and of itself shows the compassion he has that he doesn't even realize. And
Mhm.
I think that if he were to notice and feel the difference between when he has compassion and when he doesn't, he might realize all the ways, like how much he does already have compassion. There's a lot of
Yeah.
ways that are very loud of which he doesn't, but there are a lot of ways of which he does, right?
Mhm.
Because
I
think about
it's easier
it.
to see from
If
an
he
outside
didn't,
perspective, though, too.
well, if he didn't have compassion, he would have immediately said, started yelling, "Oh my god, your smokes are terrible," like whatever, and would have been very cold about it immediately in the middle of the game. But because he understands that the effect, right? All compassion is understanding effect and understanding feeling. It's being able to feel the feeling of your teammate, and you do that through understanding. And he understands that would distract his teammate from being able to play the game, it would change his focus, right? Like he understands that in the middle of the game is not the best time to do that because it will distract him. Or whatever the case may be, right? Like he understands that there is an impact that will be had there. He may not understand exactly what it is, but he understands that there is a harmful impact that would occur there. So he waits until it is either like he shoves it down and waits until it is at its absolute maximum peak because he is not being heard, right?
Yeah.
But if imagine a world where they heard him about the smokes, then the compassion that he feels like is missing, right? Like it's really, really, really hard to have compassion when you're not having had compassion back, right? And that's the part that I think he's bad at, is when it's not reciprocated, or when like he's really bad at having compassion when he's not being heard. And I think that's like the main part of it. But the moment that there's some sort of like understanding, it clicks, or it changes, I think, a little bit. At the very least, a little bit.
And I think the way he drives home that understanding is his sense of zero empathy, the way he yells, the way he howls.
Yeah, I mean, he understands
zero empathy when
the
you're
impact.
on the receiving end of it, but yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is like, in the moment, his empathy, like if it's like a dial, right? In the moment, his empathy turns down because, you know, he's in self-protection mode. But the moment that he's outside of that fear of not being heard, or that pain of not being heard, he's able to, like, you hear them have the conversation afterwards, and he's like, you know, they're talking about how they could have done things differently, blah, blah, blah. The one thing I really like about Evan versus Reps goes, oh, we should do this, we should do that. Evan goes, can we have done this? And that's a huge difference.
Yeah.
One is very limiting, and you can see the impact that it has on Hal in the moment, right? In one of them, Hal gets very defensive in the we should do this, whatever, because it's giving a laser focused direction of we should do this, we should do that. This is the only way we would have lived, rather than where Verhulsts is curious. This is where the curiosity is so important. He's curious. He's asking, can we have, like, is there a way where we could have done this? Did this feel like this was a thing that we could have done? Or what were the ways it didn't feel like this was a thing that could have been done? Right? And then he maps it out. Versus with Reps is not curious about what they could have done. He has already decided, this is the thing. I'm putting my foot down. This is what should have happened, right?
Yeah. I have a problem with how Reps, like, communicates with his team, because, like, he just repeats a lot of what is being said.
I've heard that feedback before.
That is not new information. I need new information.
Well,
like, can we do this? Can we do that? That is what provides new information, and that is valuable.
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't pay a lot of attention to Reps, I feel like, when I'm watching. So I'll notice that now. I wonder. I'll see if that comes up. That'll be on my mind, I'm sure. Let's hear the rest of what he has to say, though. I'm curious.
Jordan, a fucking gold player, like, you can tell that he went quiet, right? But at the same time, it's like, he fucked up with smoke multiple times, and I'm just, we can't afford our Bangler to be fucking up smokes that are supposed to be easy.
Yeah.
So I have to play like a double-edged sword. Do I, talk to him nicely?
It hurts so bad because I feel like Hal has been told by everyone for so long, and let himself believe that he is so emotionally immature and so unsmart when it comes to emotions, whatever. But like, he's literally so much more aware of the impact he's having on his teammates than half of the freaking pro league, dude.
Yeah. He's playing a different game, bro. When I watch Hal play, he's playing a different game, and it sucks because a lot of these other pro teams, they're not playing the same game. They will straight up just fucking int. There was this one game where they nade stacked TSM with like 20 fucking nades, I swear to God. And it's like, how do you, as a team, decide to have 20 nades on you and then decide to waste them all on one team? Either you're stupid, or
I mean, what was the impact for them? What was the impact for them?
For who?
For the team that naded. Hold on one second, actually.
They won. They fucking destroyed TSM because there was just so many nades and they couldn't play around in that spot. And so it was a good impact, But it's like, are you gonna like get all those nades back from killing one team? I doubt it.
Well, but if the nades serve their purpose, then where's the harm?
Okay, yeah, I get it. But it's like, from my perspective, it's like you're either waiting to do that to one.
Well, yeah,
team.
it hurts because you feel it feels scarce for you. Like you feel like you're losing something in that, but you're losing something to gain something, and that's the part where pro teams can excel versus other people, is that they have a more in-depth understanding a lot of the time on the trade-off between what they're losing versus what they're gaining.
Here's what I don't like about that trade-off. If you as a team are carrying a fuck ton of nades, then you have no inventory space to carry other things, you know? And so you're trading off either ammo or heals, obviously. And that trade-off isn't worth it to me.
I mean, like, if they killed TSM and they got a really, really good spot, you said, right? They got like a really good spot.
They didn't get a good spot, and that's why I say like Hal plays a different game. He's playing.
Okay, then yeah, that could feel wasted in some way.
Right. And that's why, in my perspective, it's like either you knew it was TSM or you're just waiting to do that to the first team.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is from the sounds of it, like that team probably had a focus in a certain direction, which is get kills. Maybe not necessarily get, it begs the question, did it, like, you'd have to know what is the impact on that specific team, what are they looking for, and what are they losing and what are they gaining, right? And for them, if getting kills was an important thing that they wanted, then that trade-off might have been worth it in their mind, because okay, I'm gonna not carry as much ammo or not carry as much heals, but we need a lot of kills really quickly, so we're just going to like kill teams that we can that are maybe not in a good spot, but like that sounds like a classic Edge team. Like, I'm clearing this side of the map, right?
Yeah, it was, because TSM had just killed a Rampart team and they were trying to reset, and then this other team just catwalls towards them, horizon ults them, and then nade stacks out the fucking ass, dude. It was insane. I was like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
And
yeah, it sounds like they just really were. It sounds like they're playing desperate. That's what it's. I hear what you're saying. That does sound desperate for kills. They're very, very horny for kills, for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I mean by like Hal's playing a different game. He's playing the game of everybody makes it to the final circle, and then it closes and everybody dies, and somehow one team makes it out of that chaos.
That's I mean, he understands that the biggest enemy in the game is the ring.
Yes.
And so that is really, really important, because you start to understand the trade-off of space a lot better when you feel the sensation of the ring closing in on you. There gets less and less space. And that's why the really crazy end games in ALGS feel so hype, feel so the impact is very obvious when a team picks a specific spot to play. You can feel the sensation of whatever spot they're picking. If it feels open, if it feels, closed off, if it feels safe, if it feels, it feels like they have a lot of space, like they're taking up a lot of space, if it feels like they're very cramped. There are a lot of different ways that you can feel the impact of where they're playing, because there are so many teams around them that makes it obvious, right? But so that's why that's why I think that there's such a high appeal, is because it is a very obvious emotional reaction that is created, versus like, obviously, if there's not a lot of teams, then you're not going to be as aware of the sensations around you, because there's not an interaction occurring. There's not an impact.
Not a lot of stimulus, not a lot of interaction.
Yeah, there's not anything changing. Nothing changes.
Are the teams? Yeah.
Yeah, nothing changes. When a team has an interaction with another team, something changes. Either it's this team is making this team feel smaller or making this team feel weaker, or vice versa, or this team reacts to, like you get sensations, you get a storyline. That's why there is an appeal, because there's a storyline. And I think, but like that's why That's why Hal does really well, because he understands, like, did you hear afterwards how he was talking about? He was like, this team that is across the water is going to have to cross in the open. Who's going to shoot at them? He understands the impact of there being no teams to shoot at them. He understands the impact that when the team's focus changes to this team in the nut in front of them that they want to fight, that when that team that's all the way on the armory has no focus on them, right? The impact of that change of direction means that team is going to is going to feel pulled. They're going to feel open. They're going to, whatever, like they're going to feel safe to cross. And there's going to be nothing punishing them. There's nothing impacting them when they come across. So
yeah, and Hal doesn't know if his team is going to be able to reset in time to fight that third.
Yeah, so it's like the impact on the impact on the impact. He's very good at understanding the impact of what's happening in front of him. Yeah. And I think that's the part that makes him a very good IGL, and why, like, say for instance, why Reps wouldn't be IGLing, right? Because Reps is saying, oh, we should do this, without even understanding the impact of what he's saying that he should do, right? And so he's jumping to a conclusion or an assumption before understanding the impact. And what I like about Verhulsts, even though it can come across as unconfident, is him saying, can we do this or can we do that? He's expressing his confusion, right? Because he is a fragger. His understanding of the game excels the most in fighting, right? In fragging. And for him, macro or understanding the impact of teams around you is somewhere he's,
When they play ranked, Evan will be like, I'm sending this, I'm fighting, and he knows that, like, he's better than, like, 90% of the players he's gonna come across, so he feels, like, confident in doing it. But yeah, like, his focus is fragging, his focus is fighting.
Yeah. So for him, he can be, like, he understands that that's his weakness, or that's not where he's focusing, so he's expressing his confusion because that's not the direction he was focusing, right? Or maybe it was, but like he feels confused is the point. He's sharing that he feels confused, and instead of just shutting down, he's getting curious about his confusion.
Can we do this? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Could we have done that? Could we have done this?
Yeah.
I like how Evan communicates. Like I said,
I think it's really good for Hal.
Hal and Evan have really good synergy, and that's what I really want. I want Reps to be more, like, open-minded, more, like, co-IGL minded. Not just, like, you're the MNK, brother. You have the ability to look around a lot more and take more in. So what you say should never be repeating what your IGL is saying.
Well, okay, again, this goes back to you're saying should never. What is the impact of him saying something that's repeating? It's not adding anything new. It's not changing anything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's why I said should never, because if you delete that from your way of being, you end up bringing more value to the team.
Well, right, but when you're saying should never, all that's doing is you're, like, let's say you were directly having a conversation with Reps right now, and you said, oh, you should never do this. What does that do? That doesn't tell him anything. Like, that doesn't give him a value of understanding of why it's hurting. Like, how is it hurting your teammates? How is it helping your teammates? Is it helping your teammates? How would the other way help your teammates, right? Yeah. Talking about the impact of all of that is where the value, where the change occurs, where the understanding occurs, where things will start to click, when you understand how something impacts it, right? So just saying, oh, you should do this doesn't do anything, because it's not giving an understanding of the impact. And if he already doesn't understand the impact, which if he did, it would already be different, right? Like, if he did understand that he quote unquote should be doing this, if he did understand that him just repeating it feels repetitive, like feels unhelpful or isn't changing anything, right? That it feels stuck, then he would be different. Like, it would be different the moment that he understands how it feels, right? Because you're now noticing it. And that's how the change occurs. Not because you're just saying you should do something or some arbitrary rule. It might change the behavior, but it won't change the understanding. And so when it comes to a point of needing to use that information in a way that is unique to him, he won't know how to do it. because he doesn't have an understanding of why he was doing it or how he was doing it or what he was doing in the first place. What is he doing to you in the first place? What is he doing to you as a teammate or a viewer or, you know, whatever? Like, what is the impact he is having on you or that you feel, right? So that's where that flow happens.
And that's the difference between like robotic coaching and like an impactful coaching. You know what I mean? Like being able to coach in
creating
that way,
boxes versus creating paths.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, and that's why I like listening to how Max coaches. It definitely, and his main focus is to instill like the impact, and that gives you way more understanding, and in the end makes you a way better player than saying don't do this or do that, or like, you know, you shouldn't do this or you should do that. Like,
well, but you can even do that as teammates. You don't have to do it as coaching either. Like that's the part. Like remember how you're talking about like the change with Violet? Like all it is being curious. Like it's just asking like what like when Reps sees this anger coming from Hal, instead of being curious, what hurt, what sucked about my smoke so badly, like what caused you so much pain, he's immediately making excuses and saying, well, but if you didn't go out in the open and blah blah. And as much as yes, that is important and that is a pain and that should be like that being addressed will be helpful, is also distracting. Like it will help Hal understand that impact afterwards, but it's still distracting from the original pain that was being brought up in the first place, right? And so that's where the cope is happening. That it, like what Reps is saying isn't a problem, but like the when he's choosing to say it creates a distraction from the original pain, and so now neither problem is getting fixed, right? Because like obviously Hal is in a place where he is hard focused on this thing already. So trying to change direction to what Reps is experiencing is going to be really hard, and it's going to get swept under the rug, which is exactly what ends up happening. Like when you watch, they change topics and end up not even talking about, and I'm sure like maybe if they go back in VOD review it might be different, whatever, but the actual impact in this moment, in this clip, is that it gets shoved under the rug. Because the direction ignored. It gets ignored, and that creates pain because now they're both blind to what the other's pain actually was. But we can play. We can watch the last little part. I'm curious.
And be like, yeah, your smoke is wrong, but then also him to like disagree with me that his smoke is not wrong. Because there's like times if you're not like too hard on him or on anybody, they don't agree with you, right? They'll just like be very opinionated, right? So it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of ways of going about it, but it's also like, do you get the result that you want? If you speak to him like this or speak to him like that, it just depends on the situation.
Okay, so
say that again.
There's a lot of ways. They'll just like be very opinionated, right? So it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of ways of going about it, but it's also like, do you get the result that you want?
But do you
if
get
you
the
speak to
result
him
that
like
you
this
want?
or speak to him like that, it just depends on the situation.
So
that part is what I love.
So yeah, there is something that bothers me about it though. I do get what he's saying now a little bit better. With the empathy thing, right? Because he is looking at it as, I need to get my pain out to change you, but he doesn't want to look at how like when he was like talking about your smoke was wrong, and then Reps he's like, oh, Reps is saying that he was right, and yet he's looking at it in the black and white of it being wrong and right, which is very unempathetic. That is where I would agree, rather than looking at, again, the impact, which is, when he was talking about it, he was talking about the impact, where he was like, they can just walk out in the open and shoot me, right? So he's using the same word and explaining the impact in that moment, but he's being blind to the impact afterwards, right? Like his impact. He's being blind to his impact that he's having, right? And that's the part that's unempathetic. Of before, like of his gameplay, like he realized the impact of, it's so interesting, like he realizes the impact of him sharing the impact that was had on him originally, right? Like the ping pong ball. He understands the ping pong ball, but he doesn't know how to, or is scared of the part with understanding how he originally hurt his teammates. Or like,
yeah, going up the zip, or are you talking about reps?
no, like when he originally,
like,
yeah, I mean, I guess the going up the zip, but when he was like,
definitely hurt both of them by just going up the zip, you know, like,
well, yeah, but what I'm saying though is like, obviously, I don't know, like Reps obviously knows that it, like, how do I put this? Reps is a smart player. He knows smoke on the thing, right? But he wasn't putting focus onto smoking correctly, right? Or whatever. And so instead of Reps just being like, yeah.
Effectively, not correctly, right?
But yeah, exactly. That's why you couldn't see, but I did little hand quotations. But so God, what was I saying? Oh no. Hello?
Oh, no.
It just like the fact that Reps, like, he had an original confusion, right? Like he was, or not confusion, but like he was not paying attention to that thing. And so Hal is numb to, or unempathetic to, the original thing that Reps was like where he was, right? Which was his focus was not on the smokes, right? So instead of just understanding, okay, Reps' focus wasn't on the smokes, so he smoked bad, and that sucked, right? And being like, yo, it felt like you were not paying attention to your smokes, you were being careless with your smokes, right? Like he was focusing on the impact. I don't know. It's like they're both, again, this goes back to the trying to isolate it is so hard because they go hand in hand. They're happening simultaneously. Reps being careless with his smokes is happening simultaneously with Hal's frustration at this team. You know, like it all goes together. It's all mapped out in one place. Like it's not this happens, then this happens. It's all happening simultaneously. And being able to map out all of those little pieces it's something you can infinitely go into. Like Hal and Reps could sit and have this exact conversation and it could feel, you just talk about it so you get bored about it, right? Like till you're changed by it, you know?
I know. We turned a 6-minute video into like a 35-minute long, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm mad about it. I'm not mad about it, but I'm saying like there's so many layers to it,
there is so many layers to it.
Like infinitely deep. Yeah.
And when people are like, oh, it's not that deep, like if you want to be changed, right? Like you are a bad team, you are a weak team, and you want to be strong, you want to change, or you want to understand your weakness better, right? Like
then it should be that deep.
Well, then it already is that deep. It's not, it should be, it is that deep already. Like, if it is important to you, that is the deepness. Like, when you're saying, like when you're talking about it, right, and you're saying something is deep or not, all you're talking about is how much are you curious about it, or how much do you care about it, right? Like when you're talking about deepness, you're talking about how much do you care about this thing. And if you're saying that you want to get better as a team, then that means you care about this thing already, automatically. If like it's a hand-in-hand thing. Again, it's not an if-then, it exists already. If this is where you're at, you're already there. Like you can't say I'm in a different place because you're already there. Like you already care. But yeah, it's hard to care sometimes because there's pain involved. Like you have to acknowledge that you're bad to be able to get good, right?
Yeah.
So it goes hand in hand. And that's, I think, why it is helpful or impactful that Hal rages, because it does change his teammates. And I think it is very interesting that he does notice and acknowledge the fact that he's empathetic, but is also simultaneously numb to it in a lot of ways as well. It's very, very, very interesting.
To the point where he feels that he's not empathetic.
Well, yeah, like
You
he
know,
notices
like,
he notices that it's there. So I feel like he's already more real than most, like, because most teammates are exactly how he is and don't give a crap how their teammates feel, right? Or like whatever, like or don't know how to in the moment like care about how his teammates feel. But he understands already that that's what's happening and that it's a weakness. He sees how it makes him weaker, whereas most people don't acknowledge that it makes them weaker. So he's already 10 times better in that regard than most people's numbness.
Yeah.
And that's all.
I love that. I love hearing you break that down.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not just listening because it was an interaction, you know? It was a back and forth. We built it together. We came to this place. We are in this place together. This is where we left off together.
Yeah.
But okay.
I love it.
That felt really good to get out. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm glad I could, help you get it out.